In a move that has stunned Washington and Abuja, President Donald Trump has summoned Nigeria's President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to the Oval Office. What's the topic? Nigeria's new status as a country of particular concern. A tag that sounds polite but is actually the equivalent of a diplomatic slap. Bola, great to see you, Trump beamed as Tinubu walked into his office. Tremendous to have Nigeria back in the spotlight. America has missed you, particularly in the sanctions discussion. Ah, yes, Mr. President, it's an honor, Tinubu replied. Nigeria appreciates the recognition. Recognition? Trump interjected. No, Bola, it's not a compliment. Country of particular concern means we are very concerned with Nigeria. Extremely concerned. I've heard terrible things. I've seen terrible images. Biggest concern ever, believe me. Trump's expression had turned to a frown. It was Tinubu's first rude shock. He managed a polite nod, his eyes betraying how he felt inside. Yes, of course, he said. We too are concerned about your concern, he stuttered. Sensing it was too early to put the scare in his visitor, Trump stood and improved his tone. Look, Bola, we like Nigeria, he said and took Tinubu's hand in a handshake. We love your oil, your music, your people, great people, dancing, very happy. I like happy people. But we can't have religious persecution. It's bad business. You know I run things like a company, don't you? Tinubu forced an exaggerated smile. Yes, a company, just like Nigeria. Exactly, Trump bellowed. So here is the deal. You clean up the mess in Nigeria, we clean up the aid. Simple. I like things simple. Trump slapped his table for emphasis, leaving a nervous expression on Tinubu's face. His definition of diplomacy falls somewhere between a boardroom pitch and a reality TV show. Winning the argument is always the important thing for Trump. Tinubu shifted in his chair and began to explain to his host. Mr. President, in 2023, I mentioned to the world in Chatham House that my government will be a teamship. Accordingly, I've set up a committee working on interfaith cooperation, but the process must follow due committees? Trump interrupted him. That's the problem. I build towers and golf courses faster than your committees could find a meeting room. You don't need committees. He paused and studied his guest. Tell you what, I'll send one of my guys, tremendous guy, Mike Pompeo. He's tough. He'll fix your paperwork. You'll love him. Yes, Tinubu agreed, nodding. I suppose I'll love him. After another 15 minutes of word gymnastics, both leaders finally agreed on something tangible, that it was time for lunch. You know something, Bola? Trump resumed his garrulousness. I love jollof, great rice, tremendous rice. But everyone says Ghana's is better. Fake news, right? Tinubu adjusted his glasses, bending over the bowl of rice. Well, that depends on who is cooking and who is tasting, he quipped. I don't like burgers. I call them burgers. Trump let off a guffaw. I like you, Bola. You are funny. You should be on my show. Maybe I'll call it The Apprentice, Africa edition. You would be perfect. 40 minutes later, as cameras clicked, both men smiled for the history books. Trump convinced he had made a deal. Tinubu wondering what just happened. That, my dear viewers, is how global diplomacy sometimes looks. Handshakes, couple of sound bites, and ambiguous agreements. Trump got his headline. Tinubu got his photo up. What about Nigeria? What did she get? Well, she remains a country of particular concern. Finally, the two men stood on a lawn outside the White House for a goodbye handshake. Tinubu looked up at his host and asked, "Mr. President, do you really mean to invade my country? Not if you clean things up as we have agreed. You must wipe out those terrorists in 6 months." 6 months? Tinubu queried. Yes, 6 months, Trump ordered, his expression resolute and commanding. We finished ISIS in less time. Haven't we killed enough Christians in Nigeria? You know what? Marco Rubio and Pete Hegseth will keep an eye on your progress. We must make Nigeria great again. Well, see you next episode.